And welcome back to Hypetrain. We're going down the space route again tonight. That is correct. We love a bit of space here, don't we, Kev?
We do, yes.
We've mentioned that one before. If you do as well, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and don't forget to join us at our Patreon page. You will get these things a lot earlier than if you just waited for us to release it at YouTube.
Help the channel out.
And you would help us out financially, supporting us, and we can go full-time and all the same palaver we've always said. So yes, thank you if you do check that out. I'll leave a link at the top of the description. Tonight's video, more importantly, is called 10 most terrifying places in the universe. Sounds intriguing, Kev, to say the least.
Like the sound of that, yes.
Certainly does. So yeah, without further ado, let's go for it.
10 most terrifying places in the universe. Number 10, WASP 12b. Imagine a planet so dense that diamond is as abundant there as limestone is on Earth. Well, approximately 4,000 light years away, deep in the Auriga constellation, is WASP 12b, a planet where that is exactly the case. You'd better get in there quick though, because the planet is being literally devoured by its own sun. WASP 12b orbits its star at a distance of only 3.4 million kilometers. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's less than 1/44th of the distance between the Earth and our sun.
Cool.
As a result, the planet is being ripped to shreds. Its surface temperature is over 2,200 degrees Celsius, and the colossal gravitational forces acting upon it have skewed it into an egg shape. At the moment, it's about 3 times the size of Jupiter, but it's losing 6 trillion kilograms of mass every single second. It's estimated that the planet may only have another 10 million years left before it's entirely consumed.
Really?
Before the planet's discovery in April 2008, scientists had speculated that events like this could occur, but this is the first ever time it's actually been observed.
Brilliant.
Number 9, supermassive electric current. You'd think supermassive black holes are terrifying enough, seeing as they're unexplorable space demons from which nothing can escape, not even light. But there's one in a galaxy about 2 billion light years away, which has a colossal magnetic field that's generating the highest known electric current in the universe. Thanks, nature. The galaxy in question is 3C303, and the current at its heart was discovered by scientists at the University of Toronto in 2011. At 1 quintillion amps, which is 1 with 18 zeros, the current is the equivalent of 1 trillion bolts of lightning, or enough to power all of Earth's light bulbs for 12 billion years. It's thought that the current is being driven out into space as far as 150,000 light years away. Considering that the Milky Way galaxy has a radius of only 100,000 light years, that's pretty damn far. Number 8, the Perseus cluster. Believe it or not, this image is not photoshopped. Nicknamed the Screaming Skull, it's an X-ray image of a galaxy
so
cluster
weird,
known as the Perseus cluster,
creepy, yeah.
taken by the Chandra Observatory telescope. The Perseus cluster, which sits 320 million light years away, contains thousands of galaxies. But you can't actually see any of them here. Instead, what you're looking at is a 50 million degree cloud of intra-cluster gas. It's thought that the ghoulish form was created by a supermassive black hole at the cluster center, with the holes in the gas created by colossal explosions of energetic particles. Similarly spooky is the so-called ghost hand of God, a glowing green hand reaching through space to grab a red light. This eerie sight is actually a pulsar wind nebula, which was produced by the remnants of a star that exploded in a supernova millions of years ago. And then, for the Lord of the Rings fans out there, there's this infrared image that looks amazingly similar to the iconic Eye of Sauron. In actual fact, it's the star Fomalhaut, which is surrounded by a large ring of debris as planets form around it. Number 7. Extreme pumpkin stars. From skulls and zombie hands to another iconic Halloween symbol, these are extreme pumpkin stars. 18 of them were discovered by NASA's Kepler and Swift missions in 2016, in the constellations of Cygnus and Lyra, about 6,000 light years from Earth. Don't let their fairly whimsical name fool you. Extreme pumpkin stars are badass. They rotate at astronomical speeds, which is why they've ended up being squished into these quirky pumpkin shapes. These stars rotate in just a few days on average. That's scarily quick compared to our sun, which takes almost a month despite being much smaller. This dizzying rotation increases the regularity of unpredictable solar activities, like solar flares and sunspots, essentially sending the stars into overdrive and causing radio and magnetic disturbances millions of kilometers away. And then there's the X-rays that these bad boys produce. Each of the 18 pumpkin stars discovered produce X-rays at more than 100 times the peak level ever seen from our sun. One of the suns, KSW 71, is 10 times larger than our sun and produces X-ray emissions that are over 4,000 times greater. Number 6. TRES-2b. This is TRES-2b, officially the darkest planet that NASA has ever discovered. It sits about 750 light-years away in the constellation of Draco, orbiting the catchily named star GSC 03549-02811,
What name is
also
that?
known as Kepler-1 to its friends. It's a gas giant with a similar composition to Jupiter and orbits Kepler-1 at a relatively intimate 5 million kilometers. TRES-2b reflects less
actually
than
quite
1% of all light that hits it,
Yeah.
which is less than coal or black acrylic paint. Adding to its spookiness, it's actually a mystery as to why the planet is so damn dark. One potential explanation is that the gases that make up its surface, vaporized sodium, potassium, or gaseous titanium oxide, absorb all the light. Alternatively, it could be due to a lack of reflective clouds in its atmosphere, like those that make Jupiter so bright. And in case all-consuming, soul-destroying, inescapable darkness wasn't terrifying enough for you, this planet is also flipping boiling. It glows deep, deep red, and scientists believe its temperature could reach up to 1,100 degrees Celsius. Number 5. RxJ1347.
These
Okay,
planets.
so 1,100
Who
degrees
named
Celsius
all
on
these?
TRES-2b is pretty damn hot, but that'd be a cool winter's day in comparison to the temperatures in our next terrifying place. RxJ1347, a gas cloud in the constellation of Virgo some 5 billion light-years away, is the hottest known place in the whole universe. Temperatures regularly reach a simply unfathomable 300 million degrees, which is 20 times hotter than the center of the sun. The cloud surrounds a cluster of galaxies that's approximately 5 million light-years wide, so it's not like it's a tiny astronomical blip, it's a ginormous searing mass. It's thought that this celestial hot flush was caused by 2 galaxy swarms colliding together at ridiculous speeds, probably over 4,000 kilometers a second. According to Assistant Professor Naomi Ota of the Tokyo University of Science, if that were the case, it would constitute the most violently energetic celestial event since the Big Bang itself.
Wow.
Number 4.
Cool.
The BOOMERANG Nebula.
Oh, I like the sound of that
From
one.
one extreme to another, this is the BOOMERANG Nebula, aka the coldest known place in the universe. The nebula is a huge cloud of gas being expelled from a dying star in the constellation Centaurus. Astronomers have found that the temperatures could drop as low as half a degree above absolute zero. If a human were exposed to temperatures this cold, their blood would freeze, all the atoms in their body would stop moving, and all the body's processes would cease.
Blimey
So
heck.
maybe it's not a great idea to choose the BOOMERANG Nebula for your next vacation then. Despite
not
being
doing
totally frigid and inhospitable, the nebula is actually one of the most valuable locations for astronomical research. That's because it's not yet a fully fledged planetary nebula, as its central star hasn't ionized its surroundings. In simpler terms, it's still a dying star, not a dead one. This specific stage in the star's life cycle tends to last only about 1,000 years, which, in the grand scheme of things, is just a tiny blinking cosmic
Definitely.
time. We are therefore incredibly lucky to witness
not
an
sure
event
we'll
like
know
this in
much
our
about that one.
lifetime, as it could reveal answers to complicated questions about the life and death of stars. Number 3. Zombie stars.
Zombie stars, Steve.
Normally
knows
when a
such
star
thing.
dies, it explodes in a massive supernova, and then that's it. Kaput. Dead. But in some very rare cases, there is a way they can be revived from their astronomical grave. They can become zombie stars. Let's backtrack a bit. During the final stage of a star's life, they become a white dwarf. This is when all of a star's nuclear energy has been used up, and they just cool and fade into nothingness over several billion years. However, on some occasions, these dying stars can steal energy from younger neighbouring stars. In fact, they've been known to gobble up enough fuel from a neighbouring star that it triggers an extraordinary nuclear explosion. This can be powerful enough to revive the dying star, like a zombie surviving through eating the brains of the living. Officially known as a Type 1a supernova, these zombie stars are not just freaky, they're super useful. Because they're so bright and consistent in that brightness, they're really handy for figuring distances in the universe. This means that scientists can track the expansion of the universe, furthering our understanding of how gravity and dark energy counteract. Number 2. Wandering black holes. As I mentioned back in number 9, black holes are pretty terrifying as it is. It's thought that our galaxy alone contains 100 million black holes, and they remain one of the most mysterious phenomena in the universe. At least they're all super far away and happy gobbling up planets and space dust in their own little corner of the universe, right? Wrong. There exists a special, horrifying kind of black hole that moves around space, consuming anything and everything in their path. They're known imaginatively as wandering black holes, and have been discovered travelling as fast as 5 million kilometers per hour. We don't really know for certain what causes a black hole to go rogue like this. One hypothesis is that they are knocked off course by the collision of multiple galaxies and are simply sent flying. At least we're definitely safe here on Earth though, right? Wrong again. A wandering black hole has in fact been discovered within our very own Milky Way. There's no immediate danger as it's currently about 10,000 light years away, but who knows where it could end up within the next few millennia.
Don't want to
Number
know.
1. the Great Attractor. Deep in the far reaches of the cosmos sits what can only be described
cool.
as an astronomical nightmare, the Great Attractor. The Great Attractor was first theorized in the 1970s, when astronomers realized that the Milky Way was slightly warmer on one side than the other, and that it was moving through space at the surprisingly speedy speed of 600 kilometers a second. Conclusion? Over billions of years, something is slowly but surely pulling us and everything near us closer to itself. And there's no escape. The only force that can act so powerfully over such great distances, and on whole galaxies at a time, is gravity. This means there must be something huge out there that's exerting an unrelenting gravitational pull. One major problem with our understanding of the Great Attractor is that it lays within the so-called zone of avoidance. This is an area of space that sits beyond the Milky Way in the direction of the constellation Centaurus. The zone of avoidance is completely obscured because of all the space junk, stars, gas and dust that's cluttering up our own galaxy. We therefore have no way of seeing what could be causing this massive gravitational anomaly. Could it be a ginormous black hole, a red supergiant, or maybe something that has never been discovered before?
Aliens.
That was the 10 most terrifying places in the universe.
I don't
Which
know.
did you find the most nightmare-inducing?
That is
If
a
you
good
enjoyed this
question.
video,
What
our
did
friends
you
at YouTube
find
over
the
at
most
Bugs
intriguing
Balls
out of
great
that?
clip about-
There's a whole load of stuff in that. I need to watch that again.
Yes.
The black holes. We've all heard of a black hole, and many would still believe that a black hole will eventually be the key one day, travelling from one area of the universe to another.
That's it. It's going to take a few tries. People taking the risk of flying in. I know that one day.
Yeah, I can't see that one happening that way, can you?
Can you just fly in a black hole and see where you come out, if you come out ever?
That's interesting though, because that's only 10. There's way more terrifying out there.
Well,
Just
that's
as
it.
many.
That's why people
That's just
keep
that
asking us to do more space. 'Cause
That's just-
there's
yeah,
so
that's just-
much.
nonsense out there. It's not nonsense. It's great stuff. It really is. It's the visualization of some of that. Like I say, it's not just wow, it looks good. It's actually a lot of it. It's the nebulas, the clusters of galaxies together, and all that. Actually looks beautiful. Looks stunning.
I think, some of that is, I think, now more important than some of our history. And that we need to be looking into the future because, like you said, a few million years or a billion years, things disappear, but our planet will eventually be gone, and it looks like there's a lot more suns or places we could survive near.
We said before, there's life out there, and a shout out to the zombie stars. I know space.
Yeah.
I know little bits here and there, and I've heard the supernovas and the white dwarfs, and I never knew to this day a star could actually come back to life. I never knew that. Never heard of it.
Drew all the power from neighbouring
star.
So,
That's immense. Fantastic. Let us know what your favourite ones out of that list was. For me, it's a zombie one. Are you?
I just loved all the nebulas and that. Fantastic colours in them and that.
They do look good, yeah.
The black holes are just very scary, aren't they? I know they're very interesting, but I don't know, they keep finding them.
They keep finding them. Yeah, like I say, to have one in our own Milky Way, or well, how many? It's scary enough. If you want to watch the original video, I'll leave a link down to that in the description. I cannot remember the channel name, I do apologise. But anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you all soon.
Catch you on the flip side.